Boom! Yeah, I thought we forgot about you.
Boom-a-clot.
Yeah, I thought we forgot about you.
Boom-a-clot, boom-a-clot.
You don't say that.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Bum-a-clot?
You don't even know
I
what
said
it means.
boom-a-clot. Why are you
You're
changing
just
my words?
saying it, you don't even know what it means?
Yeah, actually.
That's what Crash
Provocative.
Bandicoot says when he gets the mask.
Sorry?
Bum-a-clot. Great game.
That's a great segue actually into like the opening thing I was going to talk about.
Perfect.
So I didn't know this. I didn't know what a jigaboo was before this whole incident came up, and I had to look it up. So I don't even know if I actually should have even said it on air, but I think it's like an older term that is maybe not as racist as some other words that are used culturally.
Sure.
Is it?
Do you know what it means?
I don't. So
it's a
racial?
very derogatory term towards black people.
Yes.
Is what jigaboo is. Okay. Do you know what a bugaboo is?
No.
A bugaboo is like
Bugging me, bugging you, a bugaboo. You know what they say in the song?
It might be. Hold on. I'll look up the actual definition of this. So a bugaboo, it's like something that's like inconvenienced. I gotta look it up because I couldn't find it when I searched it up on its own, which is like already in itself like it's obviously not used a whole lot to be common, but it's something that causes fear or worry. Basically, is a bugaboo.
Okay.
So there's this senator in the U.S. I don't remember where it was. He was in like some kind of forum and he's talking about it.
Stop it.
And he literally goes and he's talking about whatever, I forget what the actual issue is, and he goes, and the Democratic jigaboo, and then and people in the crowd go like, as the story, I started looking into this. Jake told me about this. Tell me how the Democratic network
is a black
is
guy?
black girl.
No.
Black woman. I was like,
Oh,
and now
no.
he's trying to come out and say like it was like a slip of the tongue. I was like, who even says bugaboo? I was like, he's like, I'm trying to say bugaboo. I was like, who even says that?
Yeah.
Like,
why are you so...
Like, I get you're an older dude, but like, bro, that's like.
I wonder if I can read the definition.
That's like a
Can we
real
read the definition?
He was thinking so hard not to say it that he said it. It's like when someone's like, I got a bruise on my elbow, don't touch it, and the first thing I'll do is be like, yo, what's up?
But I was like, yo, that is, I don't think you come back from that. I think that's like you're done, so.
Oh, it doesn't tell you what it means, though.
What?
Jigaboo.
Yeah, it's like, it's very derogatory, yeah, apparently. But it doesn't really give context to
why.
Yeah, or what. But I think it was used in like the early 90s is what I'd asked Glenn, and Glenn had like some people were saying in songs and stuff, but
I feel like our generation just doesn't really know about it though. Like if you were to use it now out in the open, do you think someone would take it that way?
I was first introduced to the word, I suppose, from white chicks.
Yeah, that's when I was exposed to it.
Oh, really?
It's at the end when
he reveals himself.
When Latrell gets shot, and then he like takes off his mask and he's like, he's like, not a woman. He's like, you're not white? Somebody get this jigaboo away from me.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? And then,
so I didn't even know that. Yeah. So, okay, it obviously it must not be as derogatory then as...
Why? They'd say the N-word in movies.
Oh, I guess so, actually. Yeah. But White Chicks is more recent than movies that may not have said the N-word. Other than Django.
I'm sure there's plenty of movies.
That Eddie Murphy movie.
No, but that depict now, or more
what?
Because White Chicks came out like early 2000s.
Yeah, probably.
When was the jig word?
White Chicks came out in 2004.
Like I feel like the N-word wasn't being dropped in movies.
In 2004?
I think like society had already like
moved past. Oh, interesting. Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like it was too derogatory.
I think it depends. Like if it was like a.
But like Django would be fine because it doesn't take place presently.
Yeah.
It was historical.
Yeah. Fair.
But anyway, so like I heard about that.
I'm sure there's some Medea goes to jail maybe. Where they drop the
Medea goes to jail. Is that a?
That was actually a movie.
An autobiography.
That was one of the Medea movies.
Tyler Perry, right?
Yeah, Tyler Perry. I think so.
Go on. Sorry.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any of those. Like any of his series.
No,
me neither. Honestly, I probably saw the first Medea.
How many are there?
Oh, probably like 8.
Yeah, it's like a full thing now.
I thought you said 80. I was like, holy shit.
Let's see.
So, So that whole thing that happened, I like was like, this is crazy. But then I was like, is it really? Because I feel like the U.S. every time I hear about U.S. politics, it's always like some bullshit crazy story coming in. Like the other one I was briefly talking to you guys about, but Kristi Noem or something. I think that's her name. So there was apparently additional context now to the story that she did admit to killing this puppy. It was a 14-month-old puppy. And in the book, she quotes she hated this dog, all this other shit. But apparently, the additional context that wasn't initially included, or excluded from the content, was that it was a very troubled dog. Like it was killing all their lives, like their neighbors' livestock, and like the day it happened, it attacked her. But it's like, okay, why don't you then allude to that in the book? You know what I mean? Like
that's not mentioned in the book.
Apparently, it's like, yeah, it just said she hated the dog and all this. So anyway, so it's like a bunch of like this bitch is like fucked up. And people, literally, she'll like post something about like her campaign or whatever, and people are like, "Fuck you, puppy killer!" Like, shit like that. Yeah, it's fucked. But the other thing in her book was she said she had a stare down with Kim Jong Un. Like, yeah, like, but now apparently that also is not true. Like. They may not have even like met. He was supposed to be coming to a thing that she was at, and
this is an autobiography.
Yeah, I think so.
She's just making shit up.
It's a fiction. Yeah, it's an autobiography.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like what do you get clout from that? Like, do you think people were like, oh, you could stare down Kim Jong Un? Like, I need you to be my senator.
I wouldn't be. What state was this?
She's South Dakota, I think.
Then yes, I do believe those people would find that reason to vote.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you on a map of the U.S. where South Dakota is. Like, if I had to pick and point, I think it's somewhere in the center line. I'd say probably like halfway down.
Let's find out for you.
That's what
it's the southern part, though.
What's weird is they call it the Midwest, but it's the center of the U.S. Like, California is the West. I guess because it's middle west of the country, but...
It's like I always say, the heart's at the center of the chest.
Sorry.
Really, it's offset by left.
So where are you?
So I'm thinking like in the middle of the U.S.
Okay.
Like, and then like probably halfway down. So I would say it's like from where Michigan is as a state. I would say it's like 8 o'clock from Michigan, like a couple states. Is that close?
Hold on, I think I know where Michigan is, but I don't know for sure, so I'm just gonna confirm that.
Why don't you pull up a map that has like the state names?
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm
You're
doing.
gonna pull up the state with the with the pictures.
He's actually looking at restaurants in the city. So he's thinking, was it down Queen Street? Where's Michigan?
You're saying
From Michigan, like 8 o'clock, but a couple of states over, so it's like centered to the U.S.
where the hell is Michigan?
It's near the top.
Okay, you're saying 8 o'clock
From Michigan and like towards the middle of the map.
No.
Am I like even close?
Decent. It's more like right in
Left?
line.
Oh,
Yeah.
How far? Like
9
in the
o'clock.
middle of the U.S.?
In the middle of the U.S., 9 o'clock. It's like pretty. It's pretty north. It's like pretty fucking north.
Well, I assume it's south of North Dakota.
It is, but like, don't say that, because that's crazy.
Like South Dakota is like super north in the U.S.
Exactly.
What's the state under South Dakota?
Nebraska.
Oh yeah, that's like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Those are. I think Nebraska is where, I don't know if you guys saw, not to get too far off the politics, the hurricane or the tornadoes that have come down in Nebraska, like shit out of like that movie 2012, like the most insane tornadoes I've ever seen in my life.
Twister. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
I've never seen it actually. I think I was scared.
What's the difference between a twister and a?
There actually is.
Is there a difference?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we looked this up one time because hurricane also is a
hurricane is water. No, just typhoons.
Monsoon.
Typhoons are basically like tornadoes that happen over water. But yeah, and then like everything going on with Donald Trump, it's like literally. I feel like U.S. politics is just so corrupted. It's like, how do you even pick who you vote for?
It's literally picking.
Like Joe Biden, how do you vote for like
the lesser of two evils? You gotta pick the lesser of two evils.
Like, I don't know if this guy remembers what day of the week it is. To be fair, sometimes I don't know what day of the week it is.
If Jon Stewart went for politics, do you think he would do well?
Yeah, I think he would.
People have asked for him to be there.
I think he would.
No, I think The Rock would win just from.
Oh,
Not
no.
anymore. Not with this
Yeah,
Red Notice
so-
stuff coming out.
So what? Yeah, the
Red
Red Notice. Apparently, he was like late, like by sometimes 5 hours almost every day.
And
for
instead
his
of taking
movie?
bathroom breaks, he'd piss in a bottle, and everyone's like, "What?"
Yo, how true is that?
No.
Like, I saw this post on Reddit, and I was like, I gotta double check that.
I don't know. I've seen it everywhere.
That's interesting. I wonder
Yo,
if
that
it's
doesn't mean
true.
it's true.
I don't know. I seen it everywhere.
Well, the fact that even I've read
if
the
you
same
see
thing.
it, if you see it more than once, it's true.
Do you think if Barack Obama ran again, he'd win?
Why'd you say Barack?
Barack.
Barack Obama.
Against the current competition, 100%.
Yeah.
I think so.
He's at least sound of mind.
We don't know how he is these days.
What does that mean? Oh, like he's like. I see what you're saying.
With
Donald Trump and Joe Biden
Competent.
are both like crazy in different ways.
Competing.
Yeah, there's some things like Donald Trump has said too that recently where he's basically like said all of these things that he didn't do, and people are like point out, they're like, no, you actually like literally did this.
Sorry, bringing it back to this governor chick or senator. So she mentioned that she kills this puppy in her book. Doesn't go into details as to why, which would probably make it seem a little more justified. What was her gain in this then?
To gain sympathy, saying like I had a rough life, I had to put down my own dog.
But then she's saying she hated the dog. Like
She hated having
this
to do
just
that.
sounds like something you'd just not put in your book.
Yeah.
Basically, she said also recently in a press conference, she's recounted the episodes to show how tough she is, and she's tough enough to face difficult, messy, and ugly, and everyone just stop talking about killing the dog.
Interesting. I'm willing to put this dirt out on myself because I can fucking handle it. I fucking killed dogs.
Yeah, her book is
bitch.
called No Going Back.
Interesting. I'm starting to see the idea, but I don't think it's working.
What?
Okay, so
a puppy. It's a puppy.
She basically said how she killed the puppy is she dragged it out to a gravel pit and shot it. And I guess someone on Fox News asked, is there a difference in which way you put down the dog?
100%.
And she said, I'm not really sure.
100%. I think there's absolutely a difference in the way you put it down.
Yeah, like...
The fact that it was dragged out into the middle of nowhere is kind of brutal.
Yes, but I feel like that question, like that, who asked that?
Someone on Fox News.
So on Fox News, they already know
So-
the answer to their own question, because if you took them to a vet and had them put down via chemicals, that happens all the time, guaranteed they'd be okay with that. And if she said I skinned it and made a fucking coat, then they'd be like, what the fuck?
So, okay, here's kind of a recap of the story. So she describes her dog as a puppy. It's still nearly a puppy. That it was a trained assassin with an aggressive personality. It's named Cricket. She says unable to train it. She would watch the dog on their way home from like pheasant hunts, attacking their family's chickens, like grabbing them one chicken at a time and crunching it to death with the bite, and then dropping it to attack another one.
God damn.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said, I hated that dog. And then she said,
that's in the
and then
book?
when, yeah,
These words are in the book.
yeah.
So she did say her context.
Yeah, so then she said,
that's fair.
she realized when Cricket tried to bite her, she said at that moment I had to put her down. So how she put her down was they decided to kill a mean and nasty family goat, bring it to the same pit where Cricket was shot. So this is before Cricket was shot. And when she went to shoot it, the goat jumped, so she had to go get to her truck and get another shell. And basically, yeah, killed it and then killed the dog. And then her kids came home from school and said, where's the dog?
Ha.
I mean, she gave
Huh.
she gave her.
She gave her context, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I suppose it's still, like, you're a bad pet owner. Like, why couldn't you train this dog?
Yeah, but I guess it really extends like how badly this dog tried to attack you. Like, did it just like nip at you and get aggressive, or did it like fall, like try to like?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess there is there's a threshold there.
She
'Cause
said,
if you really felt it was life or death.
she said I had a choice between
Oh,
the
sure.
safety of my children and an animal who had a history of attacking people and livestock, and I chose my kids.
That's... Yeah, what the hell? It's just the internet trying to shit on people for anything, because those seem like very valid reasons.
Yeah,
But then
unfortunate,
someone
yeah.
follows up with, why would you then just, like, why even write about it in the book? Like, to Luke's point, like, what value does that really bring?
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Has tons.
You think?
No. I don't think she thought either.
Maybe she's trying to convey the point of like, look, I'm willing to make hard decisions for the safety of my family. I don't know.
Speaking of,
I don't know who the audience she's pandering to there.
Oh, but then apparently returning to the story because the book's not out yet.
Oh, okay.
So apparently, it's been somewhat altered that she claimed from the dog snapped at her to the dog actually bit her. So now that she's like doubling down on like.
Interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's just been too dishonest where you can't really trust anything she said. If the other thing was proven dishonest as well, of her staring down Kim Jong Un.
I was gonna say you're gonna find in the last chapter that it was Kim Jong Un's dog the whole time.
It was actually a lion.
It was actually Kim Jong Un.
Put him down. She saved North Korea.
Boom.
Yeah, this is like.
Speaking of giving context to things, Christina and I were on a walk the other day, and Christina has a fabulous habit of providing excellent conversation on walks, but sometimes a little too loud, and it provides people with some weird context. So on this one walk around our street, we had two scenarios where I had to then chime in to try to give context so people wouldn't feel weird. One of them was like, we were talking about one of our friends who doesn't really help out around the house. And so like, we're kind of talking about, we preface the conversation to each other. People start walking around the corner and she's like, you don't do laundry, you don't do dishes. And she starts like, what are you doing all day? I have to do it all by myself. And the people are walking by and I'm like, is what he said. Is what he said. Like, I'm trying to say it because she makes it sound like she's right here.
You just live up to it. You're just like, I don't want to do it, babe.
So,
I'm not going to do it.
So then I let it slide. I'm like, I didn't call her out for it because I'm like, she didn't do it on purpose. Whatever. Other people can think what they think. Literally, the next couple over, we're having a conversation again. And we're talking about a different friend who's late all the time. It's like, you have no respect for my time. You always make me wait. You're late all the time. And I was like, is what he said. I'm like, babe, do you know what you're doing?
I look like a real piece of shit right now.
People are gonna start looking at us weird. Like,
you are late all the time, and you don't do the dishes.
You haven't once done my laundry. Not once.
Actually, I think no, he might have actually.
I may have in Mexico.
Not mine. No.
When I use your thong as floss.
That's okay.
Cleaned it right up.
That's fair. I appreciate that. It wasn't clean though. There was pieces of beef stuck on it after. Cleaning his teeth.
I wrapped it in beef teriyaki.
Did you puke at all on that trip?
In Mexico?
Yeah. I puked on the wedding night on my pants.
No. I did. I was close.
I got a drop on my pants. I was so pissed.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. And I wasn't even drunk. That was the worst part. I don't know what was wrong. I just was like, my stomach was off.
I'd say that too if I was drunk.
I don't know why, but every time I go to an all-inclusive, I feel like I have a hard time getting lit.
Yo,
I feel like I can get like 12 drinks.
One of the days you were so drunk. When you had that like thermos cup and you had a strawberry daiquiri in it, that was no joke. Like 75% of your bottle was vodka.
Yeah,
We talked about the story about what the waiter said. Oh yeah, so he's pouring me the daiquiri, and he does like the strawberry part first. He's pouring the vodka, so he pours a little bit, then he flips the bottle back up, and it's like a 40, so it's like a pretty wide circle, and it's like this like a nice puddle, and he's like. And he just dumps it, and I'm like staring at like it like
that's
drain.
like 6 shots.
As it's draining in, I can like see the reflection of like skulls in my eyes, being like, "I'm dead, I'm dead." And yeah, I remember because it lasted me like an hour, and I was like, Liddy McGuire.
I remember you had to like, Christina wanted to go eat, and you were in the pool, and no joke, you were like talking to her, and you were trying to tell her you weren't that drunk, and you had like strawberry daiquiri on your chest, like a spot, and you're like, babe, I'm fine on it. This guy is in so much shit. He has it like on his chest, like literally just right on your chest.
Yeah, the one part I do regret about Mexico is not going hard the first night, because the first night's always...
First night was the one.
You have to know about all-inclusive, it's always... The first night's always the one.
Always.
Yeah, it's true. When you get there, everything's new to you, so everything's amazing.
Yeah.
I only drank vodka sodas that night because I thought there was something wrong with the pop, because the first rum and coke I had was cheap spice rum, so it tasted like shit, and I was like, oh my god, it's the fucking Pepsi. I was like, this sucks. Like, I can't drink this. So I switched. And then later on in the trip, I found out, I was like, oh, it was just that fucking one drink.
And then we were looking at specific bars to find out which ones still had gin and tonic available.
Yeah.
And then like we would pinpoint it until they ran out.
Yeah. But good times.
Like, to circle back, I don't know if being like a politician just seems like, I don't know.
Not a job.
I feel like, what do you really do?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you do as a politician?
I guess it depends
You
on
spend a lot of money.
level of government you're in,
You
but
spend a lot.
Okay, what do you, like, what do you think, okay, so our MPPs, member of provincial parliament, is that what they're called? Like, what do you think what do they do?
it's gotta be all the bullshit that we all complain about. Roads, services, community outreach things.
But, like, okay.
Parks and recreation.
Do they write, they don't write I assume they don't write the speeches that they say. I assume someone does that for them.
Probably.
They probably have professionals. Yeah,
Like what does that politician specifically do?
Yeah,
like what are the interesting.
What do they do other than being like they'll speak to it. They'll be like the public face, but I don't know what they actually do.
So they between usually like
They
2 to
got-
4 p.m. they play Call of Duty
Yeah.
while they're
that's probably
remote
true.
working.
Yeah.
Did you see that on the Ontario government? I think it's specifically the what's the tax CRA is sending people back to work. Like
3 days a week.
in office 3 days a week and upper management 4 days a week.
Wow.
I'm actually surprised that upper management has to work more, but I guess it's because of the pay, right?
Exactly, and they're trying to warrant their leases or mortgages on their buildings.
So then, most of the comments when I was reading this, most of the comments were like, "Or why don't you just turn that like building into a homeless shelter from all the people you've made homeless over the years instead?" It's like, oof.
You know what's funny? Just on that note, I was driving home the other day, coming off the highway. There was a homeless guy off to the side, no sign, no nothing, young guy, just had 5 balls juggling them, and I was like, fuck it, I respect it. I gave him like $5. I was like, at least you're doing something. Like, you're not just sitting there begging for money. Like, he's out there juggling and shit. And I was like,
My problem with the beggars in specifically the highway here is that they'll be begging on a corner that's absolutely filthy from the other beggars.
yeah,
It's like if you at least showed that you're trying to clean up, I would actually tip. But when they try to beg outside like a messy strip that they've made messy, I'm like, yeah, I'm not even giving you I'm not even looking at you.
I usually don't have cash on me to give, to be honest.
I do have
had
cash.
a little
but-
bit of change in the truck, so I was like, fuck it, here you go.
Through 'em.
Yeah, I literally wait to see if it's clean.
Yeah.
Like, you know how they come down the line? I wait to see if it's clean up ahead before I even decide. If it is clean, I'll do them.
I was
What do you
impressed.
do? Do you just pretend to like not see them?
I literally look straight as they pass by, and there's times where like they'll stop. I'm at a window.
Get out the window.
I can see like the peripherals. I'm like,
They're like the raptor in Jurassic Park where they're like breathing on the...
that was
That's a T-Rex.
That's what
No, it was a raptor.
Maine and East Hastings was like. Like, I was like, does that happen like that? Like, do they walk up to your car and shit? He's like, nah. Mark's like, nah. They usually like don't come up to your car. I'm like, it's not like Jurassic Park where they like walk right up and shit, like look inside.
You know, in the kitchen.
sorry, yes, I was thinking of the one where the Jeep is flipped over.
Yeah.
What if they're giving handies, Carl? Are you paying?
It would be pretty. With the amount, they can't even hold themselves up. You think they're gonna give you good work?
No, I think Carl's talking about the guy who was like juggling.
Homeless people.
Not the people in East Hastings.
I mean, it's just a specific homeless person.
But dude, one of them that I saw was walking around like Golem. Like he was like probably my height, but permanently like bent over. Like
Gollum.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He'd walk around like this.
I like Golem like the Pokemon thing because
That too, because he's also hunched.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know that.
Oh,
Because he's just fully right. He could be perfectly upright. He's just round all around.
yeah, he could have like a weird spinal angle.
His spine is just that big sphere around him.
Whoa.
Spinal.
Okay, so Carl said you're just a vote unless you're a member of the cabinet.
Me?
What does the cabinet do?
Don't they assemble it?
Yeah, like yeah.
They gotta make sure they have a well-established cabinet. They
Yeah,
always like
yeah.
make sure it's modern, new look.
You have to secure it to the wall. Like tipping hazards or...
You gotta make sure the hinges don't squeak.
It depends if
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
modern though, because sometimes they'll like change it up to like
Slow close, so it doesn't
Half,
slam.
half.
like a floating cabinet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
floating cabinets are cool.
Well, so then yeah, it's definitely mounted to the wall.
How many members are
We should know this as Canadian. I think 40.
40 cabinets?
In the cabinet?
Yeah.
Fuck, like I know.
There's 40 cabinets. I would actually love to go to a thing that's actually all cabinets.
Carl doubled down on that. He had to
Triple
tell
down,
us,
dude.
holy shit. Anyone who's not reading, he says, handy? No. Shit on my chest and I'll pay well.
3 times.
So much so that he said it 3 times. He's really gonna pay money for someone to shit on his chest. Sandy, help the guy out.
Carl, come over. I'm ready to fuel.
Yeah, like I said, insurance on the truck is going through the roof, so I could use a little extra cash. I will shit on your chest.
Okay, so my numbers are way off. Unless, like, not members of parliament, members of the what is it, cabinet?
Yeah. The cabinet.
Just
But yeah,
tell me, like, why doesn't it fucking just
what,
tell me?
I don't even know what the role of the cabinet. I thought the cabinet were the people who vote.
I
I know nothing about I swear that was like 5 times there. Yeah, I know nothing about our.
So there's 37 ministers in 2021. That's
37 ministers? That's the people in the cabinet?
So that, if you're prime, like the Optimus, there's only one Optimus.
Optimus Minister.
Optimus Prime Minister.
Yo, that's a sick name.
That is sick.
And right now we got the Trudy.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Fantastic hair. He's just not ready.
This guy's phone spot.
That guy's glitching.
A cabinet member for each department. Each department of the government?
Like plumbing, electrical, seasonal, hardware, kitchen and bath,
Lumber.
flooring, lumber,
Building materials.
Building materials. Garden center. Back room receiving.
Yo, okay,
Night
but
shift.
That's not a department.
The A team, the H team, the restockers.
What about no? They were called
Preparation H.
the Met team.
The Met team.
Yo, what about though? Not just Home Depot, but in general, how many more departments are there that are general to stores? Not just like Home Depot doesn't have a toy section, but toys,
Clothing,
apparel,
men's, women's.
hygiene, like toothpaste,
hygiene,
lotion, and
pharmacy.
pharmacy.
There's a lot of departments.
Jewelry,
There's probably,
shoes.
Baby is usually a department.
Automobile.
Automobile.
Across all of them, all like different kinds of stores, there's probably 37.
Specifically, like no less.
Like because that's how many Trudeau has. So there's probably that. Like, and it sounds like we're naming close to that many.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why he picked them? Like, is that what it is? That it's like departments. Like those are the departments of the government.
And
like,
each of them always compete to make the best cabinet every year. But millwork always wins.
millwork, fucking
Yeah.
millwork. Those
Yeah.
bastards.
So do you think there are stereotypes for like who can be in the cabinet, the ministry seat of automotion?
Well, that's why
automobiles, like,
that's why
could you be a female? A female.
But you can't be a female in the government. Period.
But you know,
it's all white men.
you know that's why the Aboriginals have been fighting in, because right now the Indians are in the cupboard, so they're trying to get into the cabinet.
Oh. Did you say Indians?
Yeah, Indian in the cupboard.
Like which Indian?
Yo,
The Indian is in the cupboard, and he's trying to get into the cabinet.
that actually reminds me. I'm so sorry. Completely off topic, but not really because you said Indians. So, oh man. So when I just recently went to Calgary for the first time, spent a little time, came back. There's this older gentleman at work. You could tell he's there. He comes up to us, and he's like, "Hey Lee, why are you there? Did you see were there a whole lot of in?" And he just said "in," so I assumed he was gonna say indigenous. So I was like, "Oh no, like I really actually didn't." And then he's like, "Indians," and I was like, "Oh, actually, yeah, there was like a lot of Indians. Like there's a lot of brown people there. I thought you were gonna say indigenous." Like, oh yeah, Indians, like
That's what I meant.
like Canadian Indians. And I was like, "Oh, like no one calls them that anymore, man." I thought I mean like Indians from India and indigenous people, or what did we call it? Natives, First Nations, whatever the appropriate
What did
term
we
is.
say? I think we've gone over this. I forget.
The richest province.
But it's not Canadian Indians. This
We
guy
could.
That's what I meant. I meant Canadian Indians. Like, dude,
Yeah, we don't call them.
dude, you
anymore.
can't.
Especially because the real Indians have taken over now.
Oh, it's their country.
Yeah,
Yo,
it's no longer.
Dude, it comes full circle.
Do you think Do you think Canadian Indians are mad at the other Indians? Like, you guys did it better than us?
Yeah.
You guys took back
You think
over?
Christopher Columbus is like, I fucking told you this is India! I knew it was India!
Yo, here's a question for you. I honestly thought you were gonna say the story that people thought you were Indian because you went out with just like pants, jeans, and like flip flops.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
No, I didn't bring my flip-flops. Kind of good.
That's what I thought the story was
Oh,
going.
that's hilarious. Actually, I bought a pair of flip-flops while I was down there.
You definitely like flip flops.
To go to Jits, yeah, no, 100%. So, yeah, actually, that is true. There was a time walking out of Jits, I was wearing my jeans and flip-flops. That's, yeah,
Oh,
that happened.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I'm gonna puke. I don't feel so good.
Is that time?
I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
That is First Nations people. A whole course on this, like outside of work or part of work.
Yeah, no, this is just extracurriculars for him. He just wanted to do some learning on his own time. So what are we grateful for?
Wait, what's weird though is First Nations. There was a sports store called. Oh no, it was called National Sports, not First Nationals.
What
Which
about
is weird.
nations,
First
like the
National.
grocery
So,
store?
yeah, what about nations?
First National's
The
a bank.
first one opened.
Yeah, First
I
National.
wonder if the
Bank.
First National Bank is. I bank with them.
Actually, it's French, so it's banque.
Babunga. Okay, Carl, we get it.
Yeah, we read it. We got you.
Yo, I'm grateful
Oh,
for cheese shredders because they're more versatile than you believe.
Cheese shredders?
Like, you know, like the
Why don't you just
graters?
buy
Yeah.
cheese strings?
Dude, yesterday I was making pizza. I'm like, so I shredded cheese. I'm like, I was gonna chop up some jalapenos. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
started shredding. I'm like,
Rain, the what juice is just squirting all
and
over
so
your eyes.
literally
and shit.
all the rest of my toppings just, I got like
Yeah.
a chunk of ham,
Yeah.
shredded like ham on top.
You need a
Yeah.
you need a
Excellent.
fucking slap chop. It sounds like.
Basically.
No, I don't want to slap. I want to shred.
Yo, slap chop was actually a sick design. I saw a commercial for it.
Everyone did.
It's true.
I've never seen
But
one.
it came
in
back
real
up.
life.
It came back up. Yeah, I've never seen one in real
I've
life.
only heard of them.
That's true.
Same with the ShamWow.
Oh, I've seen those in person.
Really?
Apparently that.
Bro, they are wow.
I heard it was a big
Wow.
sham.
Really?
Like
The ones that
like
I've
the
seen, I was
brand-
like, this is...
Wow.
I thought it was incredible, the one that I saw.
Do you think? Do you think Owen Wilson could have endorsed them?
Sham, wow. Yeah, I think he could have. I think that was a missed opportunity.
ShamWow.
I the only thing I remember about the slap chop commercial was "You're gonna love my nuts," and
Yes.
and it was like people would just like
Yes.
lose that shit. You know, it's a good thing memes were around because that would have been like a big
Massive.
like if you were talking on Tinder, just meme that "You're gonna
Yeah.
love my nuts."
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
pretty
You
sure that
could
was
just open that.
the meme of the original days. It was a slap
true.
chop
No, but-
video. It used to be like full length videos.
No, but not memes like they are now.
Yeah, exactly.
What am I thankful for?
You're thankful for cheese graters. I'm thankful for cheese. Cheese is hype. Cheese is great.
Cheese is great.
Yeah, cheese is awesome.
Do you fuck with blue cheese?
Yeah.
That's when it's
When
mold- that's when it's moldy,
when
right?
can you tell that it's gone bad? Or do you
I
just?
don't think that's a thing.
Can I have blue cheese that's a year old and I'm still chomping on it?
Yo, man, dude.
It's like wine. It just gets better.
It's now fully blue.
When it becomes a different colored baby, maybe if it becomes green cheese or black cheese, maybe we got an issue.
Black cheese is probably weird. It has like the little white fluff that mold forms.
I think
Why don't you like black cheese?
The mold does see.
Why don't you like black
Yo,
cheese?
do you think black cheese would make you violently ill?
I love black cheese strings.
Why the black cheese gotta be violent?
You're talking about black diamond, right?
That is crazy. That the black cheese has to be violent.
Violently ill.
Wow.
Not just ill.
That's not
Violently ill.
You're talking about black diamond cheese.
That's the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wolf of Wall Street, black diamond.
Wait, which movie?
Blood Diamond. Wall Street. I thought you knew what I was talking about.
I actually weren't sure what you're referencing there, so I'm
Actually,
glad Lucas.
I was gonna reference the other guy, but I don't remember his name. It's like Judain Husembo or something like that.
Did he sound like that? What are you talking?
Yes, he did.
I'm grateful for healthcare if he sounds like that.
Yeah. What are you grateful for?
I am grateful for
Pantaloons.
planes. I think planes are really cool. I'm glad they're cool.
I'm still scared.
and how much they're killing the earth.
Like plain bagels or
Yeah, and those are bagels that are shaped like planes, right?
Is it still a bagel?
It's a plain bagel. Yo, how pissed are you if you go to Tim Hortons, ask for a plain bagel?
Like, it'll be a regular sandwich shaped like a plane with a hole in the middle. Like,
So is that everything bagel that comes out in different shapes every time? It'll be like a shoe-shaped bagel?
no, have you shaped like everything at once?
Everything everywhere. All at once.
Have you watched that movie yet?
Yeah, it's very
Phenomenal.
good.
No. Anyways, good night, y'all. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye.